There we go. I had a microphone in, headset. I just had to pull it out and plug it back in. Excuse me. Crazy how technology works. All right. Hello, everybody. Let me close all these crazy windows I have. This hotel in Calgary has Ethernet right here. Didn't even have to ask for a cord. So I'm hoping that very good. Oh, Priscilla Petrates has subscribed. Hey, Priscilla. If you guys don't know Priscilla's work, she was one of the young artists that we brought in for the DC Talent Development Workshop. And you should follow her and check out her stuff. It's awesome. Tony Kenobi has subscribed. Shadowland Art has resubscribed for 3 months. Just making this pop-up go away. Okay. Queen City Amusements has cheered. Thank you very much, Queen City Amusements. Worcestershire sauce. Oh, that was from last stream. Sorry. 5 days ago. Wildstrom CCG has resubscribed. Thank you for the support. Good to see you as well. I upped the resolution back up to 1920. So let's take a look. Yeah, it looks much better. Okay, I'm looking at it here. I'm reducing mine back down. You're watching Infinity War, Parachomp, in the movie theater? Oh my god, I want to shoot you. Oh, I shouldn't say that's poor taste. I want to throw my box of popcorn right at you. I'm actually streaming from the movie theater. I'm there with you. All right. Yeah, no, nine spielers for Infinity War, bitte. Nine spielers. 9 spoilers, please. No spoilers. Yeah. So the upload here was like, I don't know, like 12 megabits per second, 10 to 12. So that's all good. Hey, DJ Mittens from California. Canada is awesome. Never been to Calgary before. Promptly took a nap. Guten Morgen, NRZ Kane. I see a lot of regulars here. Pandemus, Quick Draw 13. A lot of people from Europe woke up very early for this. I appreciate it. Hey, Poop Kid. We have our ever faithful mods. We got Ren Elephant. I see Crispy Egg Roll. I understand that Ren Elephant's going to be in and out. It's a Friday night. So many bad jokes I can make from that. Yeah. And yeah, so we've got, I think, 2 of the 3. I think Kirihiko, I don't know, she might be joining us later or not, but we have Schmutz Lee woke up very early. Good morning, Schmutz Lee. Brandon Louise. Oh my gosh, it's everybody. Four-way flashers. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in this Friday night. So I was just going to start drawing something. Oh, I was going to get... All right, so here's some pencil lead. I did have this... I was just going to... You know, I'm going to... Just so there's less down drawing time, I'm going to start drawing on this... I started this before. It's just a small Boba Fett. It's for a buddy. So I'm going to just start drawing this while we're talking and polling and all that other stuff. I'm not going to finish this Boba Fett, but it gives me something to do. Let's see what else. Scrolling through stream here. 1 second, guys. All right. So, 1 second. It's just a different kind of Boba Fett. Got to pull up some reference here for the helmet. That's the hardest part, I think. The helmet's actually a lot wider. It's actually much wider than I think it is. And this line is thinner. But if I make these elements smaller, the helmet will look wider. Get my drift? Yeah. Okay. So let's just start with that. All right. And 1 second. Got to fill out something here. Huh. 1 second, guys. Let's get my wallet. Still jet lagged. You can tell you're jet lagged when you. I usually have a couple credit cards memorized, and I started typing them in, and then I drew a blank, and I'm like, what is going on? Okay. All right. All right. Okay. It's a bit of security. Yeah, there it goes. That worked. All right. Okay, so this camera looks like it's shaking a little bit. It's because I attached it to this lamp. I think it's okay. The shake isn't too bad. Looks fine? Okay, great. If it looks fine to you guys, then that's awesome. That's all I need to know. If you guys are cool with it, I'm cool with it. No, when I'm streaming from a hotel, I usually get a lamp right here. You can't see it. And I attach the camera to the... This one's really high up, though. It could benefit from being lower. This room, all the lamps are very tall. You know? Yeah. Anyway. So I'm going to go to the polls here very quickly. Let's see what we got going on. I've got software trying to update. Lovely. Always a great opportune time for that to happen. We've got Batman Guy has resubscribed. Program Art has resubscribed as well. Thank you very much. Just sharing to remove this pop-up. Thank you. Mtane1 has resubscribed as well. Thank you for the continued support. Shadowland Art. Already mentioned Shadowland Art, so I'm going to go straight to the poll here. What do we got? I only have Queen City Amusements. So Queen City Amusements, do you have a character preference? Please let me know. The Crow. That's what you want to see. So we have the Crow. All right. Easy peasy. Got that. I love all the weathering on Boba Fett's helmet. Just kind of makes me wonder, like, he's a pretty cheap ass bounty hunter. Can't be bothered to repaint his helmet. When you draw it this way, though, it looks like he's had like scrambled eggs or something thrown at his head. Oops. You know what's also interesting is these parts here are flat. I'm looking at this photo. It's not like a round helmet like Magneto. Interesting to note. So this is black in here. And man, there's all sorts of weathering. All right, let's get back into it. Welcome in, Ink One, and 48 viewers. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Come on in. Welcome in. Kuyamu has cheered as well. Okay, Kuyamu, do you have a character choice? There are pickles in my trunk. Welcome in. Glad you could join us live. Phantasm. Phantasm, okay. So we got two choices here. We got Phantasm, the Crow. Curtis War, heads up, I have a ton of stuff for you. Or signing at Torpedo Comics. Awesome. I'll be there. End of the year. Okay. All right. I think we have one more. I was just alerted to it. Quick draw. All right, so we have our third. We have Hush, which would be the villain. All right. Give that a second to marinate. Has anyone cosplayed Boba Fett? I'm just curious how comfortable that costume is. I would assume that his inside the helmet, he's got a very sophisticated kind of HUD, heads-up display going on. I would imagine that the metal parts on his costume are very advanced metals that can absorb energy blasts or something, because they don't look very thin, or they don't look very thick, and they seem for the most part to be glued on, sewn on. Had an interesting flight in. I was on a plane with Jason Momoa. The guy's big, tall dude. All I know is that cosplay makes it difficult to pee. Pretty darn comfortable, says Dominar Yoda. Boba Sweaty, am I right, cosplayers? I don't know, he's got a lot of cloth. It's not like you're stuck inside a vinyl stormtrooper outfit, which I think would be the sweatiest. Alright. Looks like the winner is Hush. Alright. Beliasa, thank you for the confirmations. You guys drunk on Canadian beer yet? You know what? I've just stopped drinking lately. Boring. Speaking of boring, I'll tell you something. This is a silly story. So I'm giving this talk to a bunch of kids organized through Warner Brothers. These are kids from disadvantaged homes, if that's even a word. Some were even like homeless kids, I think. Foster kids. So I'm giving the spiel. None of them really are into comics, so it's not going that well. And at the end, like someone asked a question like, so how do you balance like work, life, you know? How do you find that balance between, because I work a lot, and so I said, oh, I don't, I draw a lot, and I don't do a lot of stuff that other people, I don't like watch sports games on TV. I don't go golfing. I don't, and so the audience yelled, boring. I was like going, oh my God, to a kid, this must sound like hell. Way to sell it, Jim. Way to sell it. Yeah. Anyway. All right, so let's take this one off the deck. But you're right. Thankfully, I love drawing, so that never seems boring. So, happy for that. What's the update? Fett needs to be done. Well, maybe I can get back to it. I don't know. Let's see. Batman, Hush. Just trying to think out the pose. The pose nose. Maybe he's in some silk PJs like Hugh Hefner, smoking a pipe. It's hush off hours. Smooth pencil moves. Yeah, it was flat. I broke the tip. I don't bring a sharpener with me, so. Thank you for the sub, Bamf. I appreciate it. Appreciate that you're still sharing your art journey with us. Love all the drawing tips, quips, and blips. I don't know. Just needed something that rhymed, I guess. Thank you for the comment. Eisenhammer has subscribed. Thank you, Eisenhammer. Eisen, of course, means iron in German. Slate Rabbit has subscribed as well. Abetus has shared. Welcome in, Abetus. I am in like the Denver of Canada, in Calgary. Okay. I don't know. Can I do a cooler pose with Hush? I feel like I can. If I did. Still groggy from the flight. Like I said, I couldn't remember a credit card number. And it's just 1 hour time difference from California. I'm still struggling to kind of get back onto California time. And jet lag's not really just about falling asleep or being awake at the right hours. It's just even when you're awake, you feel tired. Most of the time, it felt okay because coming west is always better. Yeah, better. Hello, Grifter 2016, fan of yours since I was a kid. Randomly found this Twitch thing. That's awesome. Thank you for subscribing and being here. That's very cool of you. Oh, if Crispy approves, then I'm good to go. Please, everyone else hold their comments. I've heard from Crispy. Das ist genug. Hi from the best group in Facebook, Two Quadrinos. You're goddamn right. More booty. That sounds like Crispy. He's an equal opportunity booty requester. All right, enough of this nonsense. Let's start drawing. Have smoke coming from the pistols, like he just. Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. Have smoke coming out, whatever. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of shadow on this one. This is a 0.005 marker. It is so thin, I can't even see the tip. I need my glasses. excuse me. Unfortunately, that's what she said. Good to see you guys are all on the same wavelength. All right, here we go. This is not the appropriate. I don't even know what you use a .005. We're gonna go to a .2. I feel like this is a good warm up. Good warm up sketch. I've seen some pretty good cosplay with Hush too, actually. I want to say I improved the costume over time, and not improved, but I figured it out more. And that you just don't twirl it around like this, that you have to put straps that come down here, and then some parts go around, something like that. You know, like straps like this. And then although I don't think that's how I did it initially, now that I think about it. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's warm up sketch, warm up sketch. Anyway. Toilet paper and trench coat says superhero swimmer art equals Hush cosplay. You're welcome. That's very true, I have to say. It's probably one of the easier, cheaper costumes to put together. The hardest part is getting the handguns through security at a convention at this point. But you do need like a Robin costume, right? You need a Jason Todd costume for underneath the trench coat too. I've noticed that there are more people streaming comic book art now, so that's a cool thing. Ichigolo has subscribed. Thank you very much. Happy late alien day, says Yokai Artist. I didn't know that was a real thing. Or you could button it up. Speaking of sweaty costumes. Scrub Sketches. Jim, I saw one stream you said, check out Mitch Hedberg. Thank you a ton. He is my new favorite. Yeah, he's hilarious, man. Those of you that like comedy, Mitch Hedberg, the late great Mitch Hedberg. Very much recommend him. So the goal is on this sketch, I'm going to have a lot of it be black. And you can see I'm just kind of making it darker and darker with each pass, getting a little braver with my shadow placement. It is going to be raining, yes. It is hush after all. It is Gotham City. I'm just imagining the character like in the rain as the bandages are soaking up all the water. It's starting to unravel on his face. Desperately trying with his gloved hands to keep the wraps on. Meanwhile, it's just like literally his disguise is falling off his face. He's like, whoa. Batman's trying not to laugh too hard underneath the cowl. Yes? That's how it would go down? Confirmed, Beliasa? Confirmed? So these are all the planes of the face where shadows can go. So I'm not just necessarily scribbling, although it does look like that. Like that line in particular. It's a classic skull line. Feel along your face. There's a bit of a valley there, and so shadows tend to kind of fall into that space. Smooth penciler moves. Duck helmet. Referring to something that Duck Helmet said. That gives me confidence when I start trying to write some how-to books. I guess they're talking about some of the writing you're doing. I would say that writing D&D modules is a tricky thing. It's like you're writing a story, but you also have to, just reading an adventure and then taking that all in. You really have to read it many times and digest it to the point where you're literally like the person that wrote it. If you ever played D&D and you get someone that's just kind of reading the adventure as you're experiencing it, there's a lot of hold on, I don't know what that means. And then contradictions. It's like you're writing a book, but you're spoiling it with every sentence at the same time. So even as you introduce every new character, you have to say, well, this character is the secret son of the, of the Archduke that you're looking for. Right? But then you have to write it in a way so that the person reading the module out loud doesn't say that, give it away. So you have to, I don't know. Does he have... How does his... It'd be funny to do a... Sorry, I keep hitting the mic. A D&D stream. 5 people from the stream, like you just do it on Discord and just do all the audio, and then you have the figures on the map. I would have to do the rolling for everybody though. Um, oh, okay. I'm not sure if I can get all the piping correct on this, because the reference image I'm using is he's got Robin in his grasp, so you can't really see him. By the way, this is probably the worst way of drawing. To put really a simple gesture drawing down and then inking it, you're just inviting headaches and issues with the anatomy and structure and all that stuff. But if you're looking for a challenge, a good time, and I say that ironically or sarcastically, depending on your understanding of the nuances of either of those words. Yeah, it's an interesting challenge for sure. Because you're essentially drawing with ink, and as such, any mistake you're going to have to white out. Hi, so Cantex13 says, Jim, hi, thanks. I've lost the clip for the group 2 Quadrinhos, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. It's a Facebook Brazilian group for share about comics, and now have over 50,000 followers. So if you can say again, hi for 2 Quadrinhos, the best group, please. Hi for 2 Quadrinhos, the best group. I wish I had a camera on my face because I could say it directly to the camera, but you'll have to just clip it. So I'll say it over and over. You just keep clipping it, all right? Hi. I'll do different versions. Hi. Hey there. Hey there, 2 Quadrinhos. Sorry for mispronouncing your group name. My Brazilian, or my Portuguese is not so good these days. But welcome in. Congratulate you guys on your huge success of achieving over 50,000 followers. Keep supporting the wonderful world of comics. Watching D&D with pro voice actors is amazing. Are you talking about the Geek and Sundry? I've kind of tuned into that. The only issue I have with that, and it looked interesting, is that unless you're playing, it moves a little slowly. But maybe I was expecting too much, you know? Or maybe I need graphics or something. the camera was focused on them. I feel like I want to see like the miniatures on the floor or something. Can I say it in Korean? 안녕하세요, quadrinus two quad. 안녕하세요, two quad. I can't. Dragon magazine. That was the bomb. I used to have a subscription to Dragon magazine. Nice try. Yeah, it was pretty failuristic, failtastic. Tony Kenobi, have you played Catan? If you mean the Settlers Catan, not only have I played it, I've kicked ass in that game. You can clip that one. I think I'm pretty good at it. I play my kids. By my kids, I mean like River and Jack, who are 6 and 4 years old. They always give up once the math kicks in and the conversion of the wheat and the brick and all that. They give up. So they forfeit. I play the older kids. They're much better. They're actually pretty good. I can't beat them. I would say in all board games, I play fairly aggressively and high risk, high reward kind of. That's my style of gameplay. And I like to choose that because you can do that in the safe space of games, and all you really do is risk losing. In real life, try to be a little more balanced, judicious, and taking on risk. But in a game like Monopoly, yeah, I go nuts. Game of life, bring on all the kids, I'll take them all on. Same in Settlers Catan. So I make crazy deals. I'll trade like 4 properties for 1 in Monopoly. And I do that because I want to be the first person with a Monopoly. I feel like there's great advantage in having that deal set up. I'm giving away all my pro stats, my pro tips. If I ever face any of you in a Monopoly match, you guys will know my strategies. In Risk, it's all about starting position. Do any of you guys play board games? Do you guys even know what a board game is? We have a saying in our family, because we'll play, like all the kids. Usually one of the kids starts crying. It's like, give me that $14. Give it to me. They start crying. I own all 3 of these properties. Double rent, biatch. Axis and Allies is a little in the middle. I'll explain that in a second. But so Risk, a board game. All right. Evan Michael Harden. Railroad ownership, not into it. It's all about the monopolies, man. It's all about getting those hotels. all about the orange, red, maybe even the light purple. St. Charles, Virginia State, Tennessee, New York, that whole row from jail to free parking. And the red's around the corner. I think Indiana or Illinois is like proven to be like the most. I think Illinois is like the most landed on space, just through numerical probabilities. You know, 7 being the most common number you can roll. Right, from go to jail, that's 10. From jail to free parking, that's another 20. 21, 3 times 7. 7 being the most common number thrown. So if you have an infinite number of players, they all start rolling 2 dice. The most common one they're going to land on is 21 spaces. 7 spaces, 14, 21. That's where you're going to see people. And then there's the community chest or chance cards that basically tell you to go to Illinois. So right there you get people being sent to your property. And I think that they've done studies where the cost of a hotel versus the price of a hotel versus the money you get back. I think it's the red gives you the greatest. What's it called? ROI, return on investment. And while I think green is the worst, green being North Carolina, all those properties, in terms of the cost being very, very high. It's the same cost as Park Place and Boardwalk, but the rent is lower. But I don't even care about any of that. I'm just all about getting the first Monopoly. So as soon as someone has pieces that can put it together, I'm like, I'll give you this, I'll give you that. Ignite Comics, sharing this is awesome, making it 900 hit 10K. Awesome. Thank you, Ignite Comics, for your continued support. You are, I believe, our #1 cheerer. The Pickle Weasel, whose mom is very proud of him, or her. I'm supposed to be grading papers, but I'd rather watch you draw. All right. So I've mentioned the Pickle Weasel before, and I just immediately, whenever I see any of these handles, I immediately think of a person. How old you can be, what you look like. The Pickle Weasel, I imagine being a kid. When I say kid, like a teenager. And now this person's grading paper, so now I have to re-envision my mental image of the Pickle Weasel. Jamie, how's your Quick Draw 13? How's your wedding plans coming along? The Pickle Weasel, so proud. Bastic Batman 45, Daniel J. Bosco 37. Got Ernie Turbo 32, saying pretending he's 74. Superhero swimmer art, a teacher in stream. You can't get away from them. I think it's hard as a 16-year-old when it's superhero swimmer art. It's a 16-year-old kid. Imagining your teachers having interests that are similar to your own, right? Now that we've exhausted Monopoly, should we move on to careers? I don't know what that is. Hide my phone? The Joker 808 cheered. Thank you, The Joker 808. Love your panels in Superman 1000. Love the two women dragging Supes to safety. A shock that he's wearing his red underwear outside his clothes. He's an alien. He might be a symbol of hope to his people. Yeah, it was a funny bit of Bendis, classic Bendis dialogue. Quick Draw 13. I just left the room for a second. Sure. Then I heard my name. LOL. What did I miss? I just imagine Quick Draw 13 running around that large man cave of his, filled with comics and toys, just going, "Oh my precious, ah my precious," but he has so many of them, he's always continually dropping the one item that he's holding, and as he sees the next one, so he's like running around just tidying up and coveting at all these amazing things that he has. Superhero Sword. 9. No, just wondering how your wedding planning was going, Jamie. That is. Like, do you guys have a date? Marcus Webb, MD. No, I'm in Calgary, Canada. Tony Kenobi says, "I'm a chemistry TA." Oh my God! Superhero swimmer art is like going, what? Everyone in stream is a teacher. Chemistry TA, man, that's hardcore. What kind of chemistry? Organic? Physical? Is there such a thing as physical? Draw, Jam, draw, says Einstein Jensen. Why he? I didn't ask about your planning. Okay, I'll ask. How's your wedding planning going? Okay, how's anyone's wedding planning going? There isn't really anything for me. Hello, Wolf McQueen. I teach parkour and art in public schools, mostly 10-year-olds. The stream moves quickly. I cannot follow sometimes. Duo Death 21 has subscribed 2 months in a row. Thank you very much, Duo Death 21. Duck Helmet. So Jim Lee art stream is entirely populated by middle-aged school teachers. Well, most teachers are probably middle-aged. Game Slapper has cheered. Much love. I've been silently enjoying your art for a while. Will continue to be a long-time lurker. Well, Game Slapper, do not be do whatever you feel comfortable with, but it's a pretty chill stream, I think. So, anytime. Thank you for your long-time support. I imagine there's a fair number of people that just kind of, and I've met a lot of them that basically, because I always ask people, not always, but usually ask them when they say they followed the stream. Like, oh, what's your username? And they say it, and I go, I don't think I've seen that in chat. So, but I appreciate that. That's very cool of you. So those of you who are new to this, there is a Discord channel that is also set up that I didn't even get to see Quick Draw 13's or Waihe's responses about their planning. Michael Demergus, mine not so great. Still looking for my future wife. 10 years ago, I was planning on being married by now. Don't give up hope, dude. There's no credit card number on the front of the card. Don't worry. It's a decoy credit card. Buchan Red 1442. Do you have a lot of celebrities that watch you? I hope not. That would be scary. Yeah, my net worth is 0. Kuyamu, a very click kind of stream. Click or chill? Click is usually kind of a bad connotation. Have fun in Cowtown. Just getting caught up on chat here. Sherwood. Yeah. Sherwood. Why do you put the 8 in the middle? Sherwood, yes. I do have him. Yes. I will see you tomorrow. If you want to sharpen your pencil, there should be a sharpener in the cap, if that's the one I think it is. No, there's no sharpener in here. You mean like in there? Huh? If there is, I've never known about that. How funny would that be? Now, you usually have to buy a separate sharpener, but I don't like a sharp. I like this pencil specifically because the tip is blunt and it forces me to get a thin line. It's too hard with this, so it just forces me to just continue with kind of the thicker gestural line. So it's like drawing with chalk. That's the way I look at it. I have thinner pencils for a sharper line. There's a hole in the back end that you put your lead in. There's a hole in the back. Oh, this? Oh my gosh. What? Are you kidding me? Has stream taught me something? What? Holy. I was about to curse on stream. Wow, I am going to demonstrate this. So this pencil has a hole, and I thought that was just so when you suck on the tip of the thing, your spit goes down there and drains. Can you see that? Yeah, I'm going to take the back off. Okay, so then you take this off. Put this in there. Holy crap. What? Oh my god. Oh wow. Alright. It's not the world's greatest sharpener. Where does the shavings go? It's not coming out the end. I put this piece of paper down so that... What the heck? Oh no, I guess it just gets stuck in there. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Why did they not teach this in art school? I never went to art school. Does this even come in the instructions for this pencil? I don't remember ever... They just sell these pencils like this in the stores. There's no manual that comes with it. I feel like I've found a secret hidden Easter egg on a video game level. The teacher has become the student. Wow, man. No one says a monkey's uncle anymore. Superhero swimmer art. I know that. I said that on purpose. Leave the lead in the holder so your hands don't get dirty. Ah, even better. Thank you, Angry Panda 888. It doesn't come with instructions. What are you talking about? You go in the art store, these things are just racked up there by themselves, like 4 or 5 in a row. Joby Dorr. Jim, do you ever mentor or do critiques? All right, so here's the deal. Good thing you brought it up right now. In the past, subs have emailed their submissions to me, their portfolio, their work. And then I've usually taken one and done an online critique in Photoshop. You know, I'll pop it in there in layers. And but it's always hard, you know. Everyone has different things I feel like they need to work on. And it's hard to necessarily teach from that, using that method. And also because I'm streaming mostly sketch streams on Sunday, or the late night streams generally are streams where I'm doing like cover work or actual pages. So the only time I could do critiques would be like a Saturday morning, but then I'm like doubling down on my stream schedule, and you know, has other real world implications on my life when I stream like both days on a weekend. But I do like the teaching aspect of it, and I do feel like I offer something to people that want to learn, but obviously nothing about how to use the instruments. So I've been talking to the mods about creating a channel in Discord, and I kind of talked about this before, and I forgot to follow up on it. So Discord is a communications platform, primarily I think created for gamers that wanted to communicate with each other, bypassing the native communications channels system set up within games that require people to play in co-op mode or against each other, PvP, whatever. And but it also is a pretty robust message board, right? Communication tool. Sends alerts. You can send private messages. You can You can post links, images. It just doesn't allow you to generate threads like a traditional message board, which is both good and bad, I think. Anyway, so we have this. It was set up by the mods. They are very active on it, as I am. There's sections where people can introduce themselves, talk about what they're doing, pimp their work, show art that they've collected, talk about conventions, set up a real, meetups, real life, all that kind of stuff. Talk about movies, comics. You unlock more of it if you're a sub, but you should check it out. Crispy will send a link. But I wanted to set up a channel because a lot of you guys do post your artwork up in there, and some of it's, there's a wide range of ability, but it's, there's some good stuff. I was thinking, rather than doing an hour portfolio review, or actually I would still do them, I just can't commit to them on a really regular schedule. That's the thing. But I can, because I will pop on a Discord when I have a free moment, standing in line, pumping gas, whatever, in between meetings at the airport. And I do see the artwork that you guys post up. Maybe there'll be a section where I can kind of just comment on people's portfolio and just say, and it might be something as simple as, hey, do you know that you're drawing one eye higher than the other on a regular basis? Is that intentional? Just really high level, 30,000 feet up in the air kind of comments, if you want the comments, right? When people put up their artwork, I don't just necessarily assume that they want me to go in and say, hey, have you thought about this or that? Right? I want people to feel like this is a safe place to post their work, and that they weren't going to necessarily get critiqued without them asking for the critique, right? It's very different than if you post it up, you just want people to kind of say what do they like it or not? And if they don't like it, just shut up, right? But if you're saying, hey, I want people to actually actively comment, that'd be great. So, Quick Draw 13, very smart, has cheered to get through the noise. Wedding planning going great. Thanks, Jim. November 2nd next year at Taronga Zoo in Sydney, overlooking the harbor. Thanks for asking. If you'd like to donate the sketch as an early wedding present, I won't say no. This would be too small as a wedding present. What am I saying? Curtis War, safe place. Tell that to the dude you roasted last week. LOL. I did. I reached out to the gentleman last week, and so we've been conversing in off hours. Everything's cool for those of you concerned. Obviously, I overreacted. I was not in the right mental, emotional state, and in reviewing the footage, I misread it. I misread what was going on, and so it triggered my annoyance. But in seeing it again, I was like, no, that didn't happen the way I thought it happened. So I apologized to him directly, and we have been in communication since. So I feel like, safe place restored, whatever. I just use that term, safe place, because people know instantly what that means. So, there'll be a thing where if you want comments, and I got to figure out, is it for me or from everyone? I think it might just be for me, because I feel like if it's everyone, then it could feel like maybe it's a little bit of a pile-on, or you might get it could be helpful. There are other places in Discord where you can ask for people to kind of for their comments, but it'll be a channel where only I can comment on it, so that we keep it somewhat focused, and the amount of information doesn't have to be too crazy, and hopefully be consistent. But there are other places where people put art, I've noticed, and people have been helping one another with critiques. I think it was Pandemos that, 'cause he's seen a lot of the streams, and he just like not regurgitated, but he basically gave some comments that he's seen me give to others, and said it very well. And I was like, oh, he's paying attention. That's awesome. I think that's what I was saying before. I can't remember what stream I was saying, but I was like, yeah, it's it's scary putting yourself out there, putting the work out there, and so I want to make sure that stuff like that, what happened last stream, doesn't happen again. What do I think of Scott McCloud's making comics books? I think it's required reading if you want to really learn about what it is that we're doing with all these bits of art. Bits of art. With all this imagery. Hey, Remy, how you doing, buddy? Got a friend in the house. One of Mason's best friends. I don't see the notice in chat. I see it in Streamlabs. But hey, Remy. Hey, Ren Elephant. Welcome back. Archimedes, just draw dude. Yeah, so everyone's different. So everyone has different things that will help them get motivated to draw. So usually when you do when you do a critique in person, I try to read the person's mood, their expectations, their body language, all that stuff. Everyone's, and you can see how old they are and the faces they're making as you give them feedback. Online, you don't have that benefit, so you just have to be extra careful, and sometimes you just kind of lose. Sometimes you just don't even realize that you're talking to people. You're just like talking to the wall. Toki Monster. Could I ask what brand of inking liner brush is? This is a Princeton Select Round number 4 brush that is just in need of replacement. There's like so much buildup of stuff at the end that the bristles really don't work that great. I don't really need that great of a brush to do what I need. I don't ink with the brush. I just fill in black areas with the brush. Meaning I'm not doing feathering and all that kind of stuff. If I were, I'd get a new brush right away. So, Remy, you should say something in chat so I can see your. I think it's just Remy. Bang'em Banks, you are indeed in chat. You and the weasel guy should get together. Your moms would both be proud. But let me share something about the person I talked to was actually 21 years old. So I feel like if I had said that to him in person, it would have gone over better. Well, gone over better with you guys. I don't know if it would have gone over better with him either. But I didn't have a camera on my face either. But regularly, when we had Homage Studios, and any of the guys that were there can tell you this, I would work in the same room with them. And so we'd be in a room with all the doors kind of open and connected. So we all had semi-private areas, but also a bit of privacy. But every now and then, I would go off on a rant. And some of these rants, they're like soapboxes. I would just go off. And it wasn't about how to play Monopoly. It'd be about the business or whatever. Or it'd be about stuff that they would say. It was like a reality check. And some of it I think was harsh, but I think they all appreciated both the honesty and the intent, which was to kind of motivate them to see past the things that were kind of holding them back. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I was just being a douche. But I had whole things about editors. That one didn't go over too well, but I still stand by it. And these are all things that I had developed over time in talking to other, like Todd McFarlane. He was kind of the guy that kind of started me on this whole process of, well, at least the editorial, like the role of the editor. We'd have these conversations, and so I was kind of taking that and modifying it and sharing it with other artists, and they were like, huh? And I'm not going to get into it here. But essentially, the gist of most of these were almost always at the end was, at the end of the day, you're responsible for your success or lack of success. You can't rely on an editor to get you there. You can't rely on publicists, a good review. Well, I mean, that all helps, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you got to do it. And that an editor's goal in a project and your career objectives might not always be aligned. And I'll give you an example of that. Editor's stressed out. He's got a book that's super, super late. You're an inker. You're a fast inker. You're a reliable inker. So the editor says to you, can you ink this over the weekend? 8 pages. You do it. Pull all-nighter. Just crank. It's not your best work, but you got it done. And hallelujah, like, your editor's super happy. Like, awesome, man. You saved my life. This is amazing. Great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you think you've done your career good. And then sure enough, next week, another job. Super late. Dude, can you help me out? I know you can do it. Thank you. Get some more coffee. Bust your butt. Get it done. Turn it in. Another lifesaver. Another miracle move. And then after a while, you become the guy that does not so great inks super fast over a weekend, and you don't find yourself being in consideration for the better ink jobs, because everyone looks at your inks and goes like, it doesn't look so great. because it's not representative of your best work. So, and I've seen that happen to people. So right off the bat, you have to realize, maybe sometimes it's better to say, no, I can't do it, because you can't do your best. So yeah, there are inkers that I've known that I don't think are great inkers, but it might just be because they have been kind of trained to ink it as fast as possible, right? Damn, this got real, but 100% valuable. All right. So that's it. That's my kinder way of, and I really should just, but for emphasis, I go off. Right? Like, you'd be an idiot if you did this, blah, 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 whatever. Right? And it's not, and why would you do that? Sometimes to make a point, you have to exaggerate. If I can digress. Any English teachers here in the house? Any English teachers? Oh, Kirihiko. Welcome in. Jason Goodarts, if Jim Lee ever asked you to ink something over the weekend, you say, no way, need to rethink about my career. No, there's different ways to say no, and if you think you could do a good job, you should do it. Bang and Bang says, Jim Lee, do you get mad when someone poorly inks your art? Absolutely. Because no one can see the work I put into it if they mangle it. So yeah, I mean, one of the reasons I work with Scott Williams and have consistently over the years is that A, he's a great inker, but B, he understands what I'm putting down, and he actually makes me look better. The reason I asked if there's any English teachers, there's a book called, well, it's a story. It's called A Modest Proposal by Jonathan Swift. And he's the guy that wrote Gulliver's Travels. But he was a satirist. And so he wrote this one short thing called A Modest Proposal, in which he's Irish, and he was talking about the Irish famine. And he basically said, look, we should basically harvest babies and eat them like they were crops. And at the time, people just lost their cool. They're just like freaking out. Like, what are you saying? Like, this is horrible. This is like, you know. But the whole point of it was that he was exaggerating to make a point, which is, yes, it is horrible. And the only way you'll pay attention to the crisis at hand is if horrible things like this are proposed, because that's how bad the situation is. So he was making his point through exaggeration. So if you really want to be an amazing artist, you need to start thinking about baby sacrifice. No. Actually, what was it that Quick Draw had said? Something about art. And I was just saying, like, you have to be one to come to the dark side before, right? That was kind of a modest proposal kind of moment. I think. I can't even remember. What am I saying? Stop. Can I go back and delete? Thanks. Okay. Sour Angry. Hey, Sour Angry, were you at Century Dragon? I just ate lunch there like yesterday. Century Dragon is a Chinese restaurant in Burbank. I think it's the best one in Burbank. Baby sacrifice. Kirihiko's, that was her idea. A modest proposal is what I was talking about. It's worth reading. We were too scared to say hi. Who's we? Were you the two guys sitting to my right? It sounded like you guys were talking about animation. I tried not to eavesdrop, but Balfa Gorks. But that's normal in Burbank because there's so many animation houses. Like you go out to lunch, people are always talking about movies or cartoons or projects that they're working on. Bang and Banks, do you play video games or are you just an artist? I'm just an artist who plays video games very badly. Nix. Crispy. Can confirm, he says with utter glee. Now I'm thinking, was I ever any good? I think I was at some point. Well, 16 maybe. Maybe it's just first person shooters are not my thing. I'm gonna have to get Crispy and Run Elephant to try playing some Defender on a stand up rig so I can laugh. Point and laugh. And shame. They had video games back then? Wow. The bastard level just rose in chat exponentially tonight. What's going on? Bang and Banks waste quarters on Street Fighter. Street Fighter was way after. I'm talking like Space Invader, dude. I'm talking Missile Command, Defender, Pac Man. One second, guys. Yeah, Missile Command was a lot of fun. But my favorite was Defender for sure. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, what else can I make black? Still haven't eaten dinner yet. Spare you guys. The guy that was here before did not confirm whether he was the people sitting to my right. Well, I don't, depending on where they were sitting, that would be on the right or left, so. You can say hello. I, it happens a lot in Burbank because there's so many people that work in the entertainment business. Like when I go out to lunch, people just randomly come over and say hi. No biggie. It's cool. Joust, Frogger. Yeah, I played all those. Tempest. I had it. In the Wildstorm offices in La Jolla, we had a sit-down Star Wars vector-based game. We had Tempest in my office, Defender, Robotron. I have a Robotron and Defender at my house now. All this baby eating conversation builds up an appetite. Sure does. I'm not the one that wrote it. Jonathan Swift. Ooh, poutine. I think that's more on the French side, though, isn't it? More east. Oh, Nightbot speaks wise words. So those of you that are new to this stream and want to sub, if you are an Amazon Prime member, you get a complimentary Twitch subscription. Amazon owns Twitch. And so every month you can subscribe to a different channel or the same channel. So it's a $5 value. It's pretty cool benefit of being a Prime member, Amazon Prime member. I won't be trying the prairie oysters. I've tried the Rocky Mountain ones back in the day. Prime membership going up, yes, but man, it is the best. If I could be an ad for Amazon for 5 seconds. We've been Amazon Prime members for years, and it's so awesome. I know I'm killing the brick and mortar stores, but I don't like going out. I just like ordering everything in, and the fact that you can get stuff the same day a lot of times. Even 2 day used to be super fast. Now it feels like, oh, I gotta wait 2 days. But man, love it. Okay. Done with it. Can you guys see this? It's hard to see the whole thing. I gotta turn it this way. Have I seen Infinity War? No, I have not. I will, of course. I just travel too much. I rarely see any movie when it comes out, except for the ones I'm really looking forward to. Not that I'm not looking forward to Infinity War, but I see so many superhero movies. The stuff I'm really into, like Blade Runner 2049. These are movies that came out earlier last year. Dunkirk. Ready Player One. The Joker 808. No, you sound tired, Uncle Jim. Yes. Yeah, I think more like jet lagged. It's also harder to get like as animated without the camera on you. Like, you know, for whatever reason, I just think, since I'm just relying on the word and not the expression, I can just dial it back a notch. So that just brings it down. I haven't seen The Disaster Artist Punker 13, but I do want to see it. There's a number of movies. Araith has subscribed. Thank you, Araith. Christopher Nolan does indeed know how to make a great movie. Can't see that sweet stubble. Okay, thank you very much. That sweet stubble would be what passes for a beard for me. That's like 3 weeks worth of growth. Movie pass. I think they got rid. No, it's not. It's not. It's not the cost. It's. Thank you for the cheer, Slimy Slivigig. Slimy's very large. I don't know what that means. Slimy Sliv. What's the correlation between baby sacrifice, exaggeration, and being a great artist? It was just my way of defending the rants I go on sometimes to make a point. I love all the Nolan movies, but I would have to say The Dark Knight is my favorite. I also like I think it was The Prestige. Did he do that one too? Memento was awesome. Inception was solid, very strong. Yeah, they're all great. I mean, you could tell like he is not afraid to take risks with his subject matter. Okay. So I'm just letting the ink dry before I do some more stuff here. NATO Vision has subscribed. Thank you, NATO Vision. Welcome in. Daymares has also subscribed using Prime. Anthony Rommel Anthony Romrell has supported the stream for 4 months. Congratulations and thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Patrick 10 has also cheered. Thank you, Patrick 10. I appreciate that. Space Rodent, my man, Space Rodent. I like that name. Has resubscribed for 2 months. Thank you. Axis 1970 has resubscribed for 3 months. Glad to be a 3-month sub, but here since September when it started. That's cool. Thank you very much, Axis 1970. Die Raven 2018 has resubscribed for 8 months. There's another person that's been around for a while. Sherwood has cheered. Saw Jay Lee today. He said he loves it when you do your own inks. Yeah, I love Jay when he inks himself. I think his work went up 4 notches in ability when he started really inking himself, and he started doing something very different with his art. I love it. It's one of the most unique styles out there. I like the looseness of the brush strokes. Ramirez art. Before you retire, will you go back to penciling the X-Men one last time? P.S. P.S. It's my birthday tomorrow. Congrats. Happy pre-birthday. If I draw the X-Men right before I retire, I don't know if you're going to be happy with what I draw. Hot for my flavor. I have a mental image of what this person looks like. Has subscribed. Thank you very much. Quick Draw 13 has cheered. Hey, Jim, if you're waiting for it to dry, please write the following. Ready? For Jamie, best, Jim Lee. That's that Australian sense of humor coming into play. Alrighty. What time is it? It's almost 11 o'clock. I've burned an entire 3 hours just drawing one thing. And at the risk of upsetting Jamie, I do feel obligated to do this as a giveaway. So good luck, mate. I don't know where we're at. Let me check Discord. It actually keeps track of that. Let me turn it on. Okay, we're at the sub 10 level. All right, sub 10. So I'm going to go to Nightbot here. Oh, I forgot. It is raining. But I'm just going to keep this one clean. And represent the rain through. The old-fashioned just kind of... Then I gotta call room service. Get some food in me here. Anyway, I took it pretty slow and easy today. and you probably heard that in my voice, but just also the speed at which I was just drawing. But I do want you, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I have the normal art stream on Sunday, where there will be another giveaway. And there's always like other little mini giveaways for people that aren't subbing, like little side digression sketches or silly sketches or whatever. And there'll be the giveaway sketch, and then there'll be the silent auction sketch. That'll be Sunday. And then next week, there'll be evening streams, because I've got a bunch of covers I got to do. And yeah, so it'll be eventful. And I'll be streaming from my home. Hallelujah. It pains me to watch this on the screen. It's all kind of dark and fuzzy and laggy sometimes. But I want to thank our mods, Crispy, Ren Elephant, Kirihiko, all the regulars, so many of you. Someone said it was a Click stream. I hope not, because I think Click connotates it exclusionary. I think the stream is what you make of it. I've noticed people that are more active in stream, like when I see you comment. But I do read out comments from people that aren't subs or are not regulars. Anything that kind of catches my eye at the moment. Again, to draw people in. So thank you guys for tuning in. Good luck, everybody. Okay. I need to change it to, so emote only. So the keyword, sorry. So I apologize, but you're going to need to type it in again. Sorry. Just type it in once. So you just show the, don't show the Batman emote. Just show the Jim Lee capital MACE. That indicates you're a $10 sub. So if you only show the Batman, you won't be eligible to win, because it's basically going to pick amongst all the people that can show the emote. I'll let that sit and stew for like a minute. For those of you who might be wandering around your man cave, tidying up all the slab comics you have hanging on the wall, all the amazing posters. Amazing. Listen to me. All right. Let me get this in frame here so you guys see what you're bidding on. You know what? I'm going to grab the camera. No, that's not going to work. All right, let's see if we can. There we go. Very simple. All right, guys, good luck. And there are literally 43 eligible users, so you guys have over a 2% chance each. Here we go. Pandemus has won. Pandemus, following since December 16th of last year. Subscriber, congrats, Pandemus. All right. All right. Very cool. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Please thank the mods for me. Without them, this stream would suffer greatly. It would probably not exist, actually. And I will see you guys in a couple days on Sunday. Some of you I'll see in person at this convention tomorrow. All right. Take care. Have a great night.